people first start with Sorare. Hey guys, and welcome to another video on the channel. Today I'm going to be going over one of the questions I get asked the most when people first start with Sorare, which is how do I fund my account? So it's quite a complicated question if you don't know what you're doing, but there's a couple different ways to do so. So I'm going to go over a couple of them and then give you um, my little personal cheat code or my little backdoor way in to maybe take some of the fees and some of the risk out of it for you. So first of all, the currency that runs everything in SoRare is obviously Ethereum. So you can, if you want to, you can go onto a website like Coinbase, which is right here. You can buy Ethereum from Coinbase. You'll then have to transfer it into a wallet. So you can see on here, you can transfer it into a wallet using one of these services down here. The one that I use is Coinbase Wallet. I think that's the one that most people use, but it doesn't particularly matter which one that you do. So you would buy it from Coinbase, you would transfer it to a wallet, so for example, Coinbase Wallet, and then from the wallet, you would be able to transfer it onto Sorare into your account balance. Now, this is the basic way to do it. This is the way that everybody will teach you how to do it if you first start. It's not a bad way. It does take a little while. When you first start with Coinbase, it takes 5 days or so for the banks to approve the transfer to Coinbase to actually buy the Ethereum. And then from there, you have to transfer it over to your wallet. And then from the wallet, you have to transfer it onto Sorare. Now, every time you transfer Ethereum, you have to pay what's called a gas fee. So a gas fee is essentially something that you pay to a miner to essentially validate your transaction. It's a little bit complicated as to actually what goes on with it, but basically this is something that you have to pay in order to prove that your transaction is valid. It happens every single time you transfer Ethereum from anywhere to anywhere. So even if it goes from your Coinbase account to your wallet, you still have to pay the gas fee, which is a little bit unfortunate. Not the best system in the world, but that's the way it is. And also recently, gas fees have been enormous because the Ethereum network is not really built to handle the amount of transactions that are going on right now. Everybody wants to get into Ethereum because of all the new sites that are popping up using Ethereum. Some things to keep in mind if you're trying to minimize your gas fees. So for one, gas fees change throughout the week. They change by the time of day, and a gas fee is based on how many transactions there are going on. So if a ton of people are trying to make transactions at the same time, you're going to see really, really high gas fees. If nobody's trying to make a transaction, your gas fees are going to be really, really low. So here I have a chart pulled up of the gas fee from this week. And you can see it does fluctuate quite a bit. There's a huge spike here right around midnight on Sunday. And then you can see some other spikes Monday. And you can see that the gas price really does change quite a bit. So like here it was 320, whereas Thursday it hit a low. It was like 60. So that's quite a big difference when you're talking about a gas price. Now this 60 GWEI, essentially what that is it's like a very small percentage of one ETH. So you can see on this one GWEI is like 0.00000, a bunch of zeros, one ETH. So when the price of ETH goes up, the price of a GWEI also goes up. So kind of a double-edged sword there. When the price of ETH goes up, the gas price to move ETH also increases. So you can actually have, like going back to here, you can have a really high GWEI that you have to pay, but then you can also be double hit with the fact that the actual GWEI itself is more expensive to pay. Um, so you can really get hit a bunch of different ways with these gas fees. But just one thing to keep in mind, you can find this chart, ethereumprice.org/gas. They have it like up to the minute. You can see what the current gas prices are. They have a chart here for like different times of the day. So this week, Thursday was a really good day. Nobody wanted to trade on Thursday. So that's fine. And then you can see some more heavier times. So like Tuesday was a heavier one. Friday was pretty heavy last week. Um, but the main thing to keep in mind before you're going to make a transaction, make sure you check what the gas fee is at that specific time and see if maybe it's going to come down or maybe if it's already pretty low and you want to go ahead and make that transaction. Again, always try to minimize your fees if you can by just having a basic understanding of what the gas fee is and what the maximum and what the minimum are. It's going to change pretty wildly throughout the week. But if you go on a site, like I said, like this Ethereum gas, if you go on here and you say, hey, the price of a gas right now is 82, it's a pretty decent price looking at this chart. So I probably want to go ahead and make my transaction. If the price is, 269, probably not the best time to do it. You can find the average gas price as well for any given week. So honestly, if you're under the average, then you're probably doing it well. Um, but that just kind of helps to minimize your fees as you try to move your Ethereum from Coinbase to the Coinbase wallet to Sorare. So that's one way to do it. Now, personally, um, my favorite way to fund the account is a little bit, I don't know about sneaky, but it's not something that a lot of people think of. Um, so you can go on to the new signings and you can bid on a player. So say I want to bid on Steven here. If I hit this bid button, I can bid with my wallet, right? This 0.244, I can bid with that. It just comes straight out of ETH. However, if I go over here to credit card and I pay with a credit card, it's going to take the money from my credit card, obviously in fiat currencies. That would be the US dollar, the euro, whatever your local currency is, whatever your credit card is in. I'm going to pay in this case, in dollars. I'm going to pay in dollars and I'm going to get the card. So I don't actually ever own any Ethereum when I use this credit card method. I'm paying dollars from my account, and then Sorare is giving me a card. Now the advantage to that is I don't have to pay gas fee on this. This is just me transferring money to Sorare, transferring US dollars or euros or whatever it is to Sorare. So I'm not paying the gas fee. So that can save you 15, $30, however much the gas fee is. So and it also lets you deposit a little bit at a time. The problem with gas fees is you really have to deposit whatever you're going to deposit in one shot because you pay the gas fee every single time you move money around. So if you transfer $50, $50, $50, you pay three gas fees. Whereas if you transfer $150, you pay the gas fee one time, and it's the same gas fee no matter how much you transfer. Um, so it really discourages you from, putting a little bit in, putting a little bit in, putting a little bit in. You can't really build up your account. You kind of have to just push it all into the middle at once. So that's the advantage of using the credit card method. You're just paying money and now you have cards. Now, once I have a bunch of cards, so we can go to my gallery. Once I have a bunch of cards, I can come in here and say Eric Sorga I bought for whatever it was, zero point zero 0.07 ETH, maybe 0.072 ETH. Now I can come over here and say, yep, I want to sell that and I want zero point zero 0.07 ETH, right? So I take a very small loss, which is not nearly as much as the gas fee, but I should be able to sell it pretty quickly because it's below what I just paid for it. So you want to be a little bit careful doing that with cards that are at the very, very bottom. It can sometimes be difficult to flip cards that nobody wants. But a guy like Sorga, who's maybe potentially a starter, has some potential to be a player within the game, is a decent bet if you're going to try and flip somebody. Godoy is another one because he's a starter, but he's hurt. So I can buy him now, and then once he comes back and he's a starter again, he's going to have instant demand. So I know I'm going to be able to sell him. So you want to pick cards that you can make sure that you're going to be able to sell. If I go on here, I keep wanting to go to play. If I go on to new signings and I'm looking at, like, say, Stefan Cleveland here, he's a goalkeeper that never plays. So it might be tough to resell stuff on Cleveland. I might have to take a much bigger loss to actually move him out. But once I move him out, then I get I get ETH transferred into my account, right? So when I bought the card, I bought it in US dollars or euros or whatever it was. When I sell the card, I now have ETH in my account. So that's a good way to fund your account if you have small amounts, or if you want to invest like a paycheck at a time. You can invest whatever you're going to invest and then sell it. Now you have the ETH. Now you can go and do whatever you want with the ETH. Um, the last way doesn't really work for me because I'm in the United States and it doesn't work in the United States. But the last way you can do this ramp, you can do the top off. It's like it says, it's not available in the United States, but it'll pay, you pay a certain amount of money and then they just give you ETH and put it in your account directly. Now, problem is generally I think you have to pay the gas fee. So this is the gas fee right now. It's 22.44. So quite high. If I'm only going to transfer $100, that's more than a fifth of it is going to the gas fee. So I'm not even getting that into my account. It's just going somewhere else. So this is a quicker way than just buying straight ETH. If you live in a different country that ramp will actually work with, it's a quicker way than just buying straight ETH. Um, from like Coinbase and then transferring it a couple times. And you only obviously get the one gas fee, but you still get the gas fee. I would still recommend if you have a credit card to go for, and even it works with debit cards, but it'll take it out of your account and then put it back in. Um, just go into new signings, bid on a couple players that you know that you can resell, sell them, and then you have the Ethereum in your account. Your account's funded. You can go and do whatever you want. It'll take a little bit more time to do that, but for guys on a lower budget, I think that's really the way to go. Um, One last thing to keep in mind here for people that are trying to buy and sell and trade and make moves throughout the game, make sure you're watching the price of Ethereum. This price fluctuates like crazy. So, like for example, this is 1 week. It's been as high as 2,500. It's been as low as like 2,050. So that's a huge difference in price when you're talking about buying and selling your cards. So, what I recommend, especially when the price is low, use your credit card to buy in dollars and euros because you're going to be buying a player for less dollars and still get them at roughly the same Ethereum price. Okay, so that's a little difficult to follow, but just trust me, the economics works out. If you buy them with a credit card, you want to try to buy them when ETH is at a lower price. If ETH goes up and ETH is more expensive as compared to the dollar, then you want to try to buy them with your ETH balance. Okay, so whether that be you transferred in ETH from Coinbase, or you did the ramp if you're in a different country, when the price of ETH goes up, now you don't have to pay as much ETH to get a specific player in. Okay, so you want to try to save your ETH for when the price of ETH goes way up, and try to use US dollars or US dollars, euros whenever the price of ETH goes way down. So you don't have to be perfect at forecasting where the price is going to go, but just know that it goes up and down quite a bit. It's generally had a pretty upward trajectory, but you can see it definitely has peaks and then valleys and then peaks and then valleys. So like if you're right here and ETH is 2,120 and it's the highest it's really ever been, you probably want to use your ETH. If you get down to here and it drops $2,000 per ETH, you probably want to use your dollars down here, right? You probably want to use your credit card to use dollars. Now when it goes up to here and it goes all the way up to 2,500, now you want to use your ETH balance again. And then it drops down here back to 2,000. Now you want to use your credit card. So right now we're kind of in the middle. It's a little difficult to tell if it will go up or down, so I don't think it really matters too much. I would kind of guess it's going to go up, so it's still lean towards my credit card. But definitely not a guarantee. It could really go either way. Um, so that's one thing. Just keep an eye on it. You don't have to check it all the time. Just, maybe every couple days. Just make sure you know where the price of Ethereum is, because it also is going to affect the price of your card. Um, so I'll show you an example. The guy that I bought a while ago. So Saeed Bakari here. Actually, let's do Croupeau because Croupeau is a better example. So Croupeau, we can see I offered, I picked them up for 0.411 ETH, which was $666. Okay. Um, if we look at his price now, which this was a while ago, this was back when ETH was a lot cheaper. If we look at his price now, his Ethereum price, the lowest one is 4.487, which really isn't that much higher than what I got him for, 0.411. But you can see the dollars is almost doubled, right? So even if now his price has gone up, so I wouldn't do this, but even if I were going to sell him at a loss, ETH wise, I could still technically be selling him for a profit money wise, like US dollars wise, fiat wise, right? If I sell him at the right time, if I sell him when ETH is very, very high, I don't have to get as much ETH back in order to justify that sale. So, like, let's go back to my card. So I got him for 0.411 ETH, right? Let's say his price on the market is still 0.411 ETH. So what I paid 666 US dollars for, I can now sell him for 948 US dollars. Even though it's the same Ethereum price, right? I can sell him now for more US dollars. And then when the price of Ethereum goes down, now I want to sell him for more ETH. So now I have to actually get more ETH out of him. So like say the price had gone way down on Maxi Croupeau. Now instead of selling for 0.411 ETH, now I would want to sell for 0.45 or 0.49 or whatever the case may be. So that's one thing to keep in mind. The price of Ethereum is huge when it comes to the price of these cards. Make sure you keep that in mind. Okay? Make sure you keep that in mind. That's going to be it for this video, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. If you are new to Sorare, make sure you use the link in the description to sign up for an account. You'll get a free rare card after you buy 5 cards from the market. Really great promotion by Sorare. Really helps you to kind of kickstart your team when you get that free reward. You can either build your team around that free reward, or you can sell it and have a little bit of money to go and play with. Um, if you are new to the channel, appreciate you watching. Please, please, please subscribe, like the video. It really helps me out a lot. Leave any comments you have. If you have any suggestions for future videos, anything you want to see, any comments about the video, really at all, I am always happy to chat. Other than that, that's going to end the video. Until the next time, Vamos United.